Tell me the page number and I'll tell you what's written on it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 paragraphs, am I right?
Yeah.
My pages are blank. The entire book is blank.
In this video, I will reveal Shawn Farquhar's book trick that fooled Penn and Teller on Fool Us. Here's a quick recap of what happened. Shawn started by handing Allison a book and asking her to confirm it was normal and that every page was different. He claimed he had memorized the entire thing, every sentence, every paragraph, and she was going to test him. He asked Allison to turn around so their backs were touching, flip to a random page and tell him the page number, then asked her to count the paragraphs on that page while he pulled out a second copy of the book, put on his reading glasses, and quickly scanned the page. Told us the number of paragraphs and the first line on that page, then quickly slipped the book and glasses back into his coat. He repeated the trick to fool Allison with the book test 2 more times, but on the final attempt he intentionally turned around while still wearing the glasses and holding the copy of the book. But that's when the twist hits, because the copy of the book he was reading from was completely blank, and the glasses he was wearing didn't even have lenses. So, how did he do it? There are many ways this trick could work, but Shawn ruled out most of them himself in the description of his performance video, which leaves us with only a few possibilities and makes it easier for us to narrow things down to the most logical explanation. The most obvious guess was the use of trick glasses. Shawn even admitted he switched them, and we can also catch the lens in the glasses he was initially wearing. That's why many people assumed the blank book used some kind of special ink that could only be seen through the glasses. But turns out the trick uses neither special glasses nor special ink, since Shawn clearly denied it. Another guess was that he wore contact lenses, since Shawn has weak eyesight and often wears spectacles on his channel, so it would be easy to assume he used lenses to hide that, but he ruled that out too. Now, if some of you were guessing a book switch, where Shawn actually had 3 copies of the book, with 2 containing text inside and 1 of them blank, well, you would be wrong, because Shawn denied that too.
And there's no book switch either. It's something else completely different.
That means there was only 1 blank book he was holding, and 1 real book Allison was holding. Honestly, if a book switch really was the method, it would have been the laziest method and wouldn't have fooled Penn and Teller anyway. So if the book really is the same one the whole time, it would have to be gimmicked so that when he flips through it for us, the pages look blank, but when he flips it the other way, he can see the text. A gimmicked book points to 2 classic methods, the coloring book principle or the Svengali technique. The coloring book method is common in kids' magic. The secret is in the construction. Depending on where the magician places their thumb while flipping the book, the cut of the pages forces a different set to appear. The Svengali principle works in a similar way, where every other page is shortened and when you flip through you skip every alternating page. But unfortunately, Shawn denied using both of these specific methods. Since a book test is a trick based on showing off your memorization skills, you might guess Shawn really did memorize the entire book, which is exactly what Penn guessed.
We think it actually is a memory trick, and there is no book switch at all.
But as you know, Penn was wrong, and this fooled them, because Shawn clearly stated that he didn't memorize anything for this trick.
There isn't any memory technique at all used.
Now, if you were to guess that an assistant off stage was feeding him the information after Allison said the page number out loud, using something like bone conduction headphones, that would require the use of tech, which Shawn denied as well. There's one method Shawn specifically didn't deny, but clearly didn't use either, and that's Braille. The thing with Braille is that you'd have to see his fingers running along the page in order to read the information in real time. But he's just looking straight at the book, so that wouldn't work either. At this point, it may seem like we're pushed into a corner, when in reality it's made things a lot easier, because now we know very specifically what Shawn didn't deny. He never denied both books being gimmicked. Remember, he only denied specific methods for gimmicking the book, and didn't mention anything about both books being examinable. Normally, magicians, when pushed into a corner, love to deny specific methods when they know the gimmicks aren't examinable to misdirect a layman from the actual method. Plus, neither of the books were handed to Penn and Teller for examination, nor were they invited on stage to participate, unlike in his first appearance where he confidently did invite Penn.
Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
Why haven't you joined my Patreon for absolutely free yet? We now have over 400 members on Patreon, and I've got special early access videos planned for you all there. But for those who want to support in general, there's also a $1 option.
Just one.
Join today. If you haven't figured it out by now, here's the secret. Look closely at the camera work when Shawn flips through the book to show it's blank. The camera starts wide, and only after about 15 to 20 pages do we get a close-up of him continuing to flip through, and the second time he flips through, they don't even show a close-up. Now combine that with the angle he's holding the book. You can tell he's still near the beginning, and when he finishes flipping, those early pages look slightly warped from being opened there repeatedly. Those first 15 to 20 pages he deliberately skips while flipping would have numbering on both sides, meaning the page numbers would range from about 30 to 40. So, despite appearing blank, the book would secretly contain around 30 to 40 real printed pages at the beginning, that Shawn really does read with the help of his glasses, while the rest of the book is completely blank. Now, Allisons' book is not an ordinary one either. Although it may look completely normal, that, however, is only our assumption, because Shawn's claim at the beginning that every page is different, and the fact that he only gives Allison about 10 seconds to skim through it, does not prove the book is ungimmicked, especially since it was never actually handed to Penn and Teller for a proper examination. So Allisons' book is gimmicked in a way, where the exact unique set of pages that Shawn has at the beginning of his blank book are simply repeated throughout Allisons' book. For example, if Allisons' book contains 280 pages with 40 unique pages, that same set would repeat 7 times. This means any page Allison flips to can be matched to the corresponding page Shawn reads in his book using a simple pattern, which you can see illustrated in the table on screen, showing which pages in Allisons' book correspond to the pages in Shawn's book. In conclusion, the method is actually quite straightforward. Using sleight of hand with the book flipping and 2 coded books, Shawn was able to fool Penn and Teller with all the other misdirection in the act. Behind this mask, only the truth remains till we meet again.